everyone has these fandoms that they love so much and that they're so close to, so endearing. Lord of the Rings, Magic the Gathering with their Lord of the Rings collab, it made so much money for Magic the Gathering because they're able to activate this whole entire audience. But it's a little bit scary because if you're Post Malone with that One Ring card, you're never going to want to show anyone it, because if you're like drunk at a party and someone grabs it, it's like literally as much as a house.
Yeah.
Right, this one card.
Or a couple houses.
Yeah. It's incredible how much this card is worth. So when it's all digital, it adds that security aspect, which I really love. And with Quid, what I really love too is they have a whole serialization aspect. So when you have a card, like let's say we're doing 1,000 Kane images. There's a number 1 through 1,000, and you can collect anything in between. So if you collect the number 500, people perceive it as not as being as valuable as if you collect the number 1, and the number 1s can go for a lot.
Yeah.
And I love like this whole platform that we work with, because it's like you had the whole NFT craze that happened where people were selling their Bored Apes for $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. For this, the barrier to entry is like 25 cents, and it's all based off of a credit card, and you don't have to worry about buying crypto, and you have an account like that's.
So you don't need a wallet. What do they call that? The crypto wallet,
like a MetaMask or
MetaMask.
Coinbase, some sort of wallet.
Okay,
no, it's just all you make an account. It's all cash based, so you can just go in with a credit card to buy something.
I think that's important for people to hear too, because sometimes it's it can be intimidating to if they confuse it with an NFT or something like that.
Yeah, and like the whole NFT thing, it's a really like fascinating market, because I'm one of those people who actually really gets the value of it if you want to make it game tokens or if you want to like add ownership to something.
But I really like what you were saying about going into different mediums, and one thing that resonated for us as well as, as creators and creating this comic, and like you said, we want to go to, whether it's a TV show or a more graphic novel or games, wherever it takes us. Quid is so cool because just like you were saying with Florida Cat, where they want to make this show, right? Mm-hmm. Introducing to a new audience and building that audience out. That's our goal with everything we do. Is we love this IP. We're dedicated to this IP. Will is constantly like expanding the universe over and over in different volumes, different issues, different ways over time, in different time periods. And it's fascinating. It's exciting. We love it. We want to continue to do this for the rest of our life, right? So getting people excited about that, entertaining people and showing them this new universe that's never been done before. If we have one person from Quid or 1 million people from Quid, whatever it is, it's exciting because that's one more fan, or that's 1 million more fans, or that's one that are invested in what we're doing, which we're extremely passionate about, right? So if that resonates with people, then that's like another really amazing way to connect with the audience, connect with people, which is like you were saying earlier, with whether it's a company, whether it's a show, whether it's, whatever it may be, the fans are everything. Without that, you don't have anything. So if you don't pay homage to them, if you're not listening to them, engaging with them, I feel like it's all for naught, because that's why we do what we do. That's why I got into entertainment. It's like, for me, and I'll stop talking so much, is when I was a kid.
No, this is great.
When I was a kid, my escapism, my happy place was movies, was TV. And I always, as a kid, wanted to be that, superhero, or, that Achilles, or like whatever that action hero was, that leading male, because one, that's who I looked up to, that's who raised me, that's who I grew up with. And then as I got older, I was like, I want to give that back to other people, whatever that looks like. And Kane's another version of that, So whichever way we take it, we don't know what's going to hit, what's not, but it's all exciting no matter what we do,
Well, and you're the star of Kane too. So like for you, it's when you were young and you're watching all these heroes, this is kind of like you are that hero now too. So you're helping tell that story and inspire another generation of people.
Yeah.
Like that must be an incredible feeling.
It's really cool, man. And you get to do it with one of your best friends, So it's like we get to sit here and brainstorm ideas all the time, or, and then there's the whole business side of it too, which is a whole other beast, but it's all fun. It's all exciting. It's all in the direction that we want to go. It's not like I'm sitting here and, doing other people's taxes. Yeah, that's not fun for me, dude. It might be fun for somebody else, not fun for me. But this is fun, This is exciting, and we could do this at 2 a.m, or we could do it at 9 a.m. It doesn't matter what time it is. there's not like a shut off, you know, unless we want to shut it down. But
I'll ask him one small question about, you know what, should we do this or do this? 3 hours later, we have like, I'm like whiteboards out and all this. I'm like typing on my computer as fast as I can type. But yeah, it's a pleasure to work on it. And I honestly could never have imagined how big the universe is, even like a year and a half in. We all the way from ancient Greece to ancient Rome to Arthurian England to the Vikings in Norway in the 1700s. 700s. But yeah, it's like, it's that escapism, right? That you get to put your heart and soul into and then share and get feedback on. Mm-hmm. And Brock put it perfectly. I'm not going to try to replicate that because that was right on point. But yeah, like expanding the community and getting more feedback.
And that's where I'll say too is, you know, building something and having it come from scratch, coming from, you know, our minds, basically, just coming out of thin air, essentially, making it real.
Magic fingers right here.
Yeah, but then getting to work with a company like Quid, who is not only established, has a big fan base already, is working with some of the top IP and shows and whatever it may be, creating all these amazing things for fans to collect, is an honor that we're like somehow mixed in with that. And it's still so new for us, right? And to a degree in a year and a half since its conception, to be in and like to see your stuff next to whether it would be Futurama or whether it's, you know, Hello Kitty or whatever one's in there, you know what I mean?
That tripped me out. Seeing it next to like Rick and Morty.
Yeah. It was the coolest thing. I'm like, dude, we are now obviously we're not Rick and Morty, but like that's our goal is to like we want to have the show, we want to have the live action, we want to have the animation, we want to have all the different variations, and it's already still in motion. So it's like it fuels us just as much as fulfills us, I would say, to get it to people in whatever capacity that is.
Yeah, seeing yourself next to like titans, right?
Yeah,
of the industry. And
yeah,
you're like,
it's cool.
You're like, oh my god, it's like, well, one of like the coolest things I think is also when you're talking about the fan bases and how you're building the fan bases. I get messages from people like that are saying to me like, oh my god, I'm so excited to meet the Kane guys at LA Comic Con this year. And so if we're like, all right, we're gonna have to meet the Kane guys at LA Comic Con. Like it's one of these things where you actually have people who want to meet you for what you do and what you work. And the people, you know, what I love is when we produce these collections and we make these collectible series, it's never like, there's never like separation between us and the collectors, right? There's always like this immediate direct feedback I'm able to get. A lot of the collectors, like one of our most popular series is called The Summer at the Cinema. And I talk with one of the top collectors there all the time. And it's just because he gives me ideas and inspiration. He tells me just about what his life's going on. I talk to him about my life. And you actually start building these connections with people. And you start bonding over stuff. Like I remember, this is like my favorite story within a Discord channel, is there was some guy, we did a drop with some old King Kong posters.
Oh, sick.
It was like King Kong, like from the 1930s.
I watched that movie all the time. We had the black and white VHS, man. That's so good.
It's so awesome. And there was a guy, and he was like giving some constructive feedback publicly about it. And someone was like, why are you like putting down this like drop? Do you hate King Kong or something? And the guy was like, what are you talking about? I have like, and he sent a picture of his living room, and he has this giant King Kong poster. And he's like, he goes, I've got this in my living room. I make my wife and kids look at this all day.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to him and talked, and we sent him some King Kong stuff, like an old print and everything.
Wow.
Because it's just like, wow, this is someone, if you're making your wife sit through that, like you love something. And you
dedication.
It's a dedication to it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.